Taehyung at the gym with Gym Jong Kook. ARMYs are shocked by Taehyung's strength. In the realm of K-pop, where every movement is analyzed, every silence is filled with speculation, and every word carries weight. There are idols, and then there are legends. Among them stands a man who defies the very rhythm of fame, someone who doesn't chase the spotlight, but rather makes the world hold its breath every time he appears. Kim Taehyung, also known globally as V of BTS, a name that echoes not just in music charts, but in galleries, fashion weeks, red carpets, and quiet hearts. But this time, he didn't return through a song, not with an album, not with a dramatic teaser or viral TikTok dance. He returned with a whisper. "Hello, this is V." And with that simple phrase, the world changed, again. A teaser that shook the world. It was a day like any other, until July 10, 2025, when a short teaser dropped unexpectedly on the YouTube channel Gym Jong Kook, run by none other than Gym Jong Kook, a Korean music veteran turned national fitness icon. At first, it seemed like another episode, perhaps another idol visiting the gym, trying a few reps, maybe chatting casually about health. But no one expected him. A man whose public presence had been carefully protected during military service. A man whose return had been speculated for months, but never confirmed. In the teaser, the screen slowly fades from black. The gym is quiet, light spilling gently across the equipment. And then, there he is. Neatly styled dark hair, posture perfect, skin glowing with quiet vitality, eyes calm, yet burning with something deeper. He looks directly at the camera, and says, "Hello, this is V. I've started working out. Since I've now fully stepped into the world of fitness, I'll be greeting you properly sometime soon. Please look forward to it." No background music, no dramatic effects, just honesty. And with that calm, sincere voice, he sent millions into a frenzy. Why this moment means everything. For most, this might seem like a casual appearance. But for ARMY, this was a revelation. You see, Taehyung rarely speaks unless he has something to say. He's a master of intentionality, a believer in silence when silence is more powerful than noise. So to appear on this particular platform, a fitness-focused channel, and to open with a personal statement, was not just a teaser. It was a symbolic re-entry into the public eye. And not as the idol returning to stage, but as a man changed by time, growth, and quiet transformation. His words didn't just inform, they invited us into a new chapter, into his post-military life, into his newly embraced identity, the transformation after military service. During his enlistment, the public only saw glimpses of Taehyung, a few official photos here and there. A blurry fan-captured moment during training. Some brief mentions in military press. But no direct messages, no voice, no face-to-camera content. Until now. And it matters, because military service is not just a break from celebrity life. It's a system built on discipline, structure, routine. For someone like Taehyung, a deep-feeling artist, it becomes more than obligation. It becomes transformation. And what we saw in that teaser wasn't just a fit idol. It was someone who had taken that structure, internalized it, and now lives by it. His voice was steadier, his presence, more grounded, his eyes, wiser. And that statement, "I've now fully stepped into the world of fitness," carried more than physical meaning. It was the echo of an internal shift. Why Gym Jong Kook? Why fitness? Let's talk about the significance of the platform. Gym Jong Kook isn't a comedy channel. It's not built for virality. It's a channel rooted in dedication to health, physical development, and longevity. When someone appears there, they're not just showing off abs. They're committing to a mindset. By appearing on this specific channel, Taehyung sends a strong message. This is not temporary. This is not for show. I am building something long-term. He's not just recovering his body post-military, he's reinventing himself. And for an artist who is always evolving, this feels like the beginning of a new era. The stronger, calmer, healthier version of V. Not the V who dances in smoke and glitter. But the V who wakes up at 5 a.m., lifts weights, meditates, eats clean, and takes care of his soul as much as his skin. The global reaction. The reaction from fans was immediate and overwhelming. Within minutes of the teaser release, ARMY around the world erupted. #Hello this is V. #VX Gym Jong Kook. #Fitness with V. #Stronger than ever V. #Taehyung transformation. All surged into the top trending topics worldwide. YouTube flooded with reaction videos. Instagram was filled with screenshots of his smile, his arms, his words. Twitter, a mix of joy, awe, and a little emotional panic. "I can't believe he said, hello, and my life changed. He looks so strong, so confident, so at peace. If V drops a fitness program, I'm signing up immediately." A strategic comeback. Some fans and media outlets are already analyzing this appearance as part of a carefully timed comeback strategy. And honestly, it makes sense. Taehyung has always chosen to return in unexpected ways. Never loud, never typical. So what if this is phase 1? What if this fitness reveal is the emotional reintroduction, reminding the world that V has grown, so that when he returns musically or artistically, the transformation is complete? He's setting the tone. This is not the same Taehyung who left. This is a Taehyung who understands strength, inside and out. Who's coming back not only with songs, but with purpose. What comes next? So what's next? A full episode on Gym Jong Kook, showing his workout journey. A vlog-style fitness diary. A Taehyung curated wellness program. Or perhaps, a hybrid project, art meets wellness, poetry and push-ups, if you will. With Taehyung, the boundaries between genres have always been blurry. And that's what makes this exciting. Maybe we'll see him train with Jungkook again. Maybe we'll get to hear him talk about mental health. Maybe he'll launch a minimalist gym wear brand that feels more like art than apparel. With Taehyung, possibility is the brand. The power of hello. Let's pause and come back to that sentence. Hello, this is V. It's simple, but so powerful, because behind it lies silence, the months of absence, the speculation, the distance. Behind it lies intention, the choice to appear in this way, on this platform, with this message. And behind it lies connection, the knowledge that those 5 words are enough to bring fans to tears. Taehyung knows his voice carries weight. He doesn't need spectacle, he just needs to speak, once, and the world listens. This moment was more than a teaser. It was a signal that healing is happening, that growth has taken root, that Taehyung, V, is back. Not just as a performer, but as a man, stronger, wiser, grounded, inspired, and ready to begin again. So what do you think, ARMY? Is this the beginning of a new era? Are we witnessing the rise of Fitness V? Or is this just the first page of a much larger story? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about what this moment means to you. If you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives, updates, and reflections from the world of BTS. Turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know when the full episode drops. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, stay ARMY.